Our scholar athlete is Will Huston. Will is as special as a guy that I've probably ever coached. He's got a 4.45 GPA. He has applied for early admission to Notre Dame. Should hear back in mid-December. He's a two-sport athlete. He's played baseball and football for 4 years at St. Francis. And he has cystic fibrosis. When he was 3 months old, he was diagnosed with that. And for those of you who are familiar, you know, the things that he has to do, that he has to go through to even put a football uniform on, you know, most normal people would have threw in the towel several years ago. 2 weeks ago, before we played LaSalle, he was in the hospital for a week and he's texting me and said, "Coach, I think the doctors are going to put an end to my career, my football career." And that was the case. He shows up to the LaSalle game. You know, when you're in a situation like Will at Children's Hospital pretty regularly, you have a pretty good relationship with your doctors, I'd imagine. And he explained to them how important it was for him to be at the game. They let him out so he could go be on the sideline for the game. They let him out the week before so he could suit up for senior night at home. And that's really when I knew it was serious. We were winning the game against St. Paul and had an opportunity to get some guys in the game. And Will is a guy that would never turn down a carry. He's a running back. And he was the first guy I looked to, said, "You want to go in? You ready?" And he shook his head. "I can't do it." And he knows his body. He knows what he's up against. And that's when I realized that it's pretty serious for him to turn down an opportunity to go into the game. He wasn't around last week. During the week, shows up for the bus ride to go down to Warren. And the lift that he gives our team from being there and showing up, I mean, the smiles the guys have on their faces when they see Will, it's unbelievable. And I tell him every time when we text back and forth, he lets me know where he is, if he's going to be at practice, if he has to go home for a treatment. You know, I tell him how much he inspires me on a daily basis. And to think that he has that, 2 sports, gets a 4.45 GPA at St. Francis, pretty amazing. So give a big round of applause to Will.